Hi everyone, it's Melanie here with the Halton Hills Chamber of Commerce, and today for our member spotlight, I am joined by Robin Bailey, who is the Executive Director for Feed Halton, and they're one of the newer members of the Halton Hills Chamber of Commerce. So I want to say welcome to you, Robin, to the Chamber and to our member spotlight today.
Thanks so much, Melanie. Looking forward to it.
So you and I had a little chat just before we pressed record, and why don't you tell us a little bit about Feed Halton? Because I think what you're doing in the Halton region is really significant, especially with what's been going on with food insecurity in our different communities. So give us your little elevator speech.
Sure. So Feed Halton is a brand new charity that we've started to basically be a distribution center, warehousing and logistics for the food security sector throughout all of Halton. It was started by us at the Burlington Food Bank, but it's gone into being a much bigger vision and really trying to connect everyone from the food security network within Halton who wants to be a member, that they can partake in some of the services that we offer, which will include various resources as far as learning and things go, access to various grants that they don't necessarily have right now, and just an expansion of being able to tap into one another and being able to rely on one another as a sector. Again, as food security increases, which is something that we don't want, we really want to make sure that we aren't having to close food banks here in Halton due to lack of resources or capacity, that instead will be that distribution center that can really help out with that.
So when you talk about capacity, I would imagine it's in two different areas. So it would be in the actual physical storing of the food and access to that food that needs to get to their clients, but also capacity for scaling up when need arises. Is it both, or is it other things as well?
It is both. The way that the warehouse is designed is actually similar to we've had a representative from Walmart in through our warehouse who said, "Hey, this is just like Walmart."
Oh,
So that's
okay.
really what we're trying to do, and the way that we have just two members of Feed Halton right now who are making sure we're working out the kinks and things as far as the actual inner workings of the tech goes.
Mhm.
And they say it's sort of like Amazon for food banks, where they can look in, see what
Oh.
product we have, place an order, and then we have it delivered out to them within a couple of days.
That's remarkable, actually. I think that that is probably going to be revolutionary for a lot of the, not just the food banks that are in our communities, but, as you've mentioned before, that there are a lot of other agencies that help with food security for their clients. So you're kind of in starter stage, you're certainly not new to this industry. And so what is it that if anyone were to walk away from this call and take some action, are we looking for volunteers? Are you looking for donations? Are you looking for other partners to link arms with? Talk to me a little bit about that.
Yeah, we're looking for all of those things.
Okay.
Really, the key for us, though, starting up and especially connecting with Halton Hills, is we're looking for board members that have a passion for people who are food insecure or just dealing with the overall issue of poverty,
Mhm.
because we want to make sure that our board has representation geographically, obviously also with DEI and all of those important things for
Mhm.
us, making sure that we're hearing a real round voice from throughout the region. Um, we're also looking for those agencies that may think that we're a good connection point for them, that we might be able to help out. It's a bit of a slow rollout that we're working on, which is great, but we can also provide some food in the interim if there's something that they need and we happen to have. As far as corporate partners go, we're definitely looking, because we get no regional funding other than grants that we're able to access. So we were able to secure a fairly significant grant, which helps quite a bit. But we are looking for corporate and public donors who don't have something that they're already giving to, because you've got some great food security agencies already in Halton Hills that do great work, and we don't want to draw away from them. We want to be able to boost the system and be able to help out in a really meaningful way.
Yeah, that was my next question, was that, when, people in our community are donating to Acton Food Share or to the Georgetown Bread Basket, or, Food for Life or Food for Kids, those are the ones that certainly come to mind here. What would the value proposition be for a company? So it would be if they're looking for in addition to, or not to replace the support they're giving to those agencies.
Correct, yeah. And if they have really large quantities. So
Mm,
because we have a large warehouse, we have about 400 pallet locations, about
mhm,
10,000 square feet. It really does allow us to secure like truckloads of food and things like that that other agencies have never been able to do. And it's really the impetus of where Feed Halton came from, was from those discussions that have happened within the region. Just people recognizing that no one has ever really been able to say, hey, back your truck up and unload the food into a warehouse and we'll distribute it for you.
How do you find companies are coming to you? So is it out of a want to help? I'm sure that that is a driving force, but is it also when they've got products that are expiring or maybe not selling as well? Is it a combination of the two?
Yeah, we see really food from all over. Typically, we want to make sure that the food that we get at least has about 3 months or so date left on
Mhm,
it, because we could distribute it then and it still gets out. And a
mhm,
big part for a lot of our agencies is going to be making sure that there's a dignity piece so that when someone receives the food from the food banks, it's still within date.
yeah.
We know it's not a poison after, so we do know that it's just a best before date, but we do try to make sure that we're thinking of the client first.
Mhm,
So we try to secure food early enough. And really, we're getting food from all different spaces. And then we're working on our Feed Ontario membership, which is uh, the association that oversees food banks within Ontario, and
mhm.
they have a lot of food that they can also allocate to us.
Excellent. I love that you talk about that dignity. We are certainly seeing, a shifting demographic in our community, that requires and deserves a different type of food than I think a lot of people are used to donating. We've got, people that need a gluten-free diet or specialized diet. So do you work on those kinds of channels as well?
Yeah, so we have one of our employees is a procurement specialist, so she comes actually from that sector, and so she is regularly looking for different opportunities and speaking with the food banks and the agencies that we're going to be working with to find out if there are any specialized needs that we can potentially secure, if not to get donations, but at least get better pricing. She's already been able to do that a few times. We laugh at how low she can get
Oh,
corporations to go to sell
she's
and for
magic.
them.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that really they understand that it's a region of 650 to 700,000 people
Mhm.
that they're able to assist with, and we're not asking them to just necessarily give everything to us,
Yeah.
but to at least cut the cost down as low as they possibly can so that we can pass that saving on to a Georgetown Breadbasket or an Acton Food Share who may have to
Mhm.
purchase, that we can get them better purchasing prices and just for us to be far more efficient and a lot more effective in what we're doing.
Yeah, it's that stronger together than individually, especially maybe you can tell me a little bit about how you assist with the grant writing because that is something we see with a lot of our companies and organizations. People don't know what they don't know. So are you just able to access information on those just because you're a larger organization?
Yeah, so when we become a member of Feed Ontario actually has grants that they allot out, and you can either be a member of Feed Ontario to get those grants or an affiliate. And
Mm-hmm.
we don't have very many affiliates here in Halton. It's actually quite few. And so those are grants or other, even just resources, training opportunities, and all of those types of things that are available that unless they have a membership or an affiliation, they're not able to access. And so that's one of the probably the great values that we can add to those agencies.
Yeah, that's amazing.
And
So
that
I have
that
two,
also goes
oh,
along
sorry.
with Food Banks Canada as well. So
Oh,
Food Banks
okay.
Canada oversees Feed Ontario. So
Mm-hmm.
whenever you see that Food Banks Canada is making a distribution or have been granted something from uh, a government source, it goes through Feed Ontario and then out to its members and affiliates. And so
Oh,
anyone who's a member or an affiliate has access to those funds
yeah.
or those resources. So yeah.
That's fabulous. And I would
Mhm.
imagine that with a lot of these orgs being volunteer based, that it's hard to find out that information. So it's great that you're helping them with that.
For sure. And one of our other staff members, that's her sole job, is agency network manager. So she connects with the agencies, lets them know what's available, does all of the training that they need to do. And we do lots of other kind of cool tech things will allow us to have really key data to let people understand the need that's happening here in throughout Halton and into Halton Hills and Milton, Georgetown,
Mhm.
Burlington, Oakville, and Acton. So yeah.
So that was my next question. So, we see this, I think, a lot in Halton because I think a lot of people look at our communities and just assume that we're pretty affluent, right? There's a
Mhm.
lot of little McMansions, as I like to call them, and certainly the communities feel like they're doing better than maybe some other more urban locations, but we're seeing a greater need among our regions. So can you talk to me a little bit about that?
Yeah, the greatest increase in food banks across the province are all with people who are working, like it's employed individuals and families.
Oh,
And
wow.
so a lot of the affluent communities are the ones who are actually getting hit quite hard, especially with
Mhm.
variable interest rates and things for mortgages.
Yeah,
So anyone who's a member of Feed Ontario, we don't do any means testing. So really, we're starting to see some people who never ever thought they would have to use a food bank,
right.
reaching out so they can make a mortgage payment or reaching out so they can pay their hydro or their heat bill, right? And so, more than ever, we're seeing a lot of people who never thought they would have to use a food bank.
Yeah.
And in fact, a lot of them were donors.
Mhm.
And so, I'd like to tell them, well, you've made lots of deposits over the years. You're allowed to actually do a little bit of a withdrawal every once in a
Yeah.
while,
Yeah.
and because of the great communities that we do have here in Halton. Um, I would venture to say that all of our food banks are in a healthy space to be able to help those who need help
Hmm.
beyond those we're already helping. So
And I would bet that need is fairly hidden, because people don't talk about that at the school drop off, right?
no, and we're across the province. Feed Ontario actually just released a report yesterday. It's about a 25% increase across the province over last year.
Wow.
And I would say that that's true for all of our regional Feed Ontario members and local food banks and food pantries. More and
Hmm.
more people are reaching out for help. And so that's, if it's a small food bank who's serving, 12 people or so in a day, now all of a sudden it's 15, right?
Yeah.
It's not a
Significant.
lot, but it's still a lot for them. Like all of a sudden
Sure.
it's 25% more than what they had to sort of secure as far as being able to distribute out to people.
So it sounds like you guys are doing great work and we're really excited to partner with you. So maybe we can end with you had talked about needing board members. So what kind of skill sets are you looking beyond people that are from Halton Hills and have an interest in assisting within the food security arena?
Yeah, the two main, I mean, we have a skills matrix and there's lots of different things in it. So don't feel as though if you don't have either of these, then don't bother applying. But
Yeah.
the two key ones that we're looking for are finance. So we're looking for a treasurer. So someone with some accounting background would be incredible for us. And the other is legal.
Yeah.
Just a legal expertise. It doesn't mean that you're going to be our lawyer, but you can at least speak with knowledge on legal issues. Hopefully we don't have too many of those to deal with, but every once in a while,
Yeah.
things do creep up, and it's good to have someone there who just has knowledge of how systems work and things, and can let us know, you know, this is where we should reach out to, or this is who we should approach about dealing with
Okay.
that issue. So
Well, we'll be sure to include your contact info with the posting, with the video posting, so that people can get in touch with you and ask for more information on serving on the board.
sounds great. Thanks so much.
Robin, thanks for joining me today. I would love to sit on your board, but I already have too many. But I can think of a few people that I definitely want to refer to you that I think would be a great fit. So, welcome to the Halton Hills community, and we're happy to get to know you.
Yeah, we're so happy to be here and looking forward to getting to see you in person. So thanks.
Yeah, we'll see you soon.
Take care. Bye.